The human race is the result of billions of years of evolution, and we have dominated this earth ever since like no other species. This is because the humans are the only species to harness the power of energy. So much so that today we are but slaves of energy. Everything we do today is dependent on energy. But even the most optimistic scientist agrees that one day this will all stop. Should we wait till we have exhausted every resource of energy? Should we wait till the earth goes dark?
Dear great-great-grandfather,
Dear great-grandfather who lived in the 21st century,
Dear all, who are our great-great-grandparents.
Dear Grandpa and Grandma,
Dear all,
I am your great-grandchild.
why didn't you save this planet when you could have?
we are suffering because of you.
You had known that this would happen.
your leaders knew our fate.
Your scientists told you that this would happen.
You had the warning.
Did you think about us?
We are your children's children.
We are your blood.
How could you let this happen to us?
To us,
You were just greedy.
How could you allow so much pollution?
How could you leave us with no resources?
how could you use up all the resources which was preserved by nature for over billions of years in just 300 years?
we are left with nothing.
I call it injustice.
We have no oil or fuel.
We have no forest, and our land is no longer fertile, and we are dying of starvation.
You danced in the rain and we are being killed by it. Because we only have acid rains.
You had more than you needed, had no idea of what was precious and what wasn't.
All our rivers are polluted.
Why didn't you think about us when you were using all our resources?
We are suffering very much.
And we are suffering because of you.
Because you didn't do what was right.
Because you didn't act on what you knew.
If you are seeing this while there are resources still around you,
If you are seeing this and your natural resources are not yet gone,
Maybe it's not too late.
Don't ignore this.
Think about us before you act.
we can do nothing now. You can.
Please act before it's too late.
Know about how you live.
Don't waste anything.
reduce your footprint.
Conserve energy and resources.
Stop polluting for energy.
Change to renewable energy.
Change to green energy.
Act now.
Act now.
Act smart.
Don't wait.
Act
Now.
Today, most of the electricity is produced in three main types of power plants: thermal, nuclear, and hydroelectric.
Thermal power plants burn some form of fossil fuel like coal, gas, oil to generate heat and convert this heat into electricity. We dig deep into the earth to extract the coal from its mine. At present, India has over 450 coal mines.
Gas and oil are found much deeper at depths of about 3,000 to 10,000 feet. These are extracted by drilling very deep wells and then using pumps to extract the natural gas and crude oil. Currently, there are about 5 lakh oil wells all over the world.
At present consumption level, coal is supposed to last us for only 100 years and oil for only 40 to 60 years and may even be exhausted much sooner.
We all know what happens to our favorite cool drink when we keep drinking it. That's right, it gets over. In the same way, we have to remember that fossil fuels are a natural resource and they will be exhausted someday. And that day is not far.
All types of thermal power plants pollute the environment extensively. Fossil fuels, when burnt, emit greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. The problems, as you have seen, with the thermal power plants is that they cause a lot of pollution and use a fuel that cannot be regenerated in any way and are hence called non-renewable energy. Once these resources are consumed, electricity can no longer be produced. The reality is that even though India produces over 1,80,000 megawatts of electricity, it still doesn't reach crores of people, and the demand for electricity is ever increasing. But if we keep on building more and more of these power plants, the whole planet will soon be a huge desert.
As you can see, we need more electricity. But we have to reduce our dependency on the conventional forms of non-renewable energy generation and look forward to invent newer methods of renewable energy generation.
New, cleaner energy that can sustain for a long time and at the same time causing little or no pollution to the environment.
Nature is full of energy. The sun, wind, water and plants are all natural sources of energy, and they are generally renewable in nature. Of these resources, the sun, wind and water are practically infinite and cannot be depleted. Plants and trees can be sustainably developed by appropriate human effort. Ever since the necessity for renewable sources of energy have become known, newer methods for using these resources to produce electricity have been developed.
Let us now see how the energy from the sun can be used. The sun is the world's only source of real energy, and the amount of radiation that reaches the earth in 1 hour can be used to supply the entire planet's energy requirement for 1 year. The solar energy can be converted into electricity using the solar photovoltaic method and the solar thermal method. The next most renewable form of energy is the electricity that we produce from the wind. Wind, as we all know, is very powerful. Wind energy can be captured by using special wind turbines that are over 150 to 300 feet tall. When the wind blows, the blades of the turbines rotate and thus generate electricity. Today, over 197 gigawatts of electricity is being produced all over the world.
Biomass as a renewable energy source is the generation of electricity from biological material found from living or recently living organisms or animal waste. Biomass contains organic material which can be used directly by burning or by converting into other biofuels like methane and ethanol. Sustainable energy by biomass is replenished by human efforts of afforestation and agriculture.
So, solar, wind, hydro, biomass are energies that are non-polluting during the generation of electricity and are renewable in nature and will last us for thousands of years.
The total installed capacity of power generation from renewable energy sources in Tamil Nadu is about 7,339 megawatts. Out of this, 6,531 megawatts are from wind energy, 610 megawatts from cogeneration, 161 megawatts are from biomass and 7 megawatts from solar energy. This makes up about 36% of all the renewable energy generated in India. It also represents about 40% of the grid capacity of the TNEB electricity grid. Some industries like tea, sago and salt use solar energy to dry their produce. Also, some college hostels use solar energy to fulfill their cooking needs. Now these projects get government assistance as well as subsidy.
More and more governments are changing to green energy, but as of today, the cost of green energy is still not cheaper than that of the conventional sources. But if a real change to green energy is to happen, then it must start from each one of us. Individually, we can and should reduce our dependence on the non-renewable sources. In addition to the alternate sources, we must try to reduce our electricity consumption from the grid and conserve energy.
It can be as simple as changing from filament bulbs to compact fluorescent lamps, prevent usage of electricity by switching off fans, lights and computers when not in use, or shifting from our power-consuming water heaters to solar-powered water heaters.
Unless we invent new alternative technologies to make the renewable energy more efficient and eco-friendly, the whole planet will soon be a desert.
We have to shift to greener, renewable energy today if we want a greener tomorrow. We have to act now.
Hi, I'm Kirtana and I'm concerned for the future. Just 200 years ago, the planet had abundant natural resources. We had clean air to breathe, pristine water, beautiful forests and greenery. But As a result of the Industrial Revolution, we have used up a large part of these natural resources, most of them non-renewable. But there must be a way to get what we want in a way that does not harm our sky, our land, our water. For generations, we have been inheriting this world from our ancestors. But since the Industrial Revolution and innovations in science and technology, this is a world that we have not inherited from our ancestors, but that we have almost taken away from our children. Do we deserve to utilize resources the way that we are? I don't think so. We have to act now and make the place a better world for our children and their children. Switch to clean energy for a green future.